Hey y'all, hey, Erica with Time to Shrink. Welcome to my channel. Today we are in the middle of an elimination diet, so we are vlogging. It is day 13. However, if you are new to me, welcome, welcome, welcome. My name is Erica, Time to Shrink here on YouTube. I've lost over 100 pounds on the ketogenic diet. I generally post meal preps and what's for dinners and what I eat in a day and grocery hauls and that kind of stuff. Right now we are in the middle of this elimination, like I said, so it is more of a daily vlog style, but that is what you will find here on my channel in general. I would love it if you would hang out, maybe click that like button if you're liking my content, and maybe consider subscribing if you haven't yet. All right, let's just jump into this day, y'all. Hey y'all, hey, I just woke up, but I wanted to show y'all my face today. How much better is that looking? Oh my gosh, y'all. I feel like it looks so much better today. Yay! All right, y'all, a couple of the things that I wanted to accomplish today are making some beef broth, and I may possibly make another beef dish that will work for me on my elimination diet. So let me show you how I make beef broth. Beef broth is harder than chicken broth because you really have to do a few steps to get what you really want, but it's not hard. It just takes a little more effort, a little more time. So I'm gonna just walk you through how I do it. I'm gonna use the Instant Pot, but we're also going to have to use the stove and the oven. So let me just show you. Okay, I get these really inexpensively at my local grocery store. I think they're like $5 for this whole big 2-pound thing. So this is basically just beef bone marrow, truthfully, and the bone marrow is actually going to make the stock really, really good and really, really rich. So I'm going to put both of these in the inner liner of the Instant Pot. Now we're just going to bring this water up just to cover. Just enough to cover. This is not going to be the water that we end up using for our broth. What this is going to do is bring out the impurities in the beef. You have to bring this up to a boil, and then it starts like getting kind of foam on the top, and you want to take all of that off. So that is what we're going to be looking for. So we're just bringing this water to cover, and then we're going to bring it up to a boil on the stovetop. Ignore my dirty stovetop, y'all. I need to clean it desperately. It has gotten really messy cooking this week. It is about 11:30, and I'm going to eat these pieces of steak. I salted them really, really well. This is sirloin that we had for dinner last night, and I'm going to have this now. This is coming up to a boil, and you can already see all the stuff that's rising to the surface. Right now, that's mostly fat, but when it starts to get white and foamy stuff, that's when we're going to start spooning it off. I started skimming all the major white foam without y'all though, but see, this is what it looks like. It's just this white foamy gunk, and you just want to get it off, and you keep boiling it until all that white foamy gunk is gone. This is not an appetizing part of making this. The next thing we're going to do is turn our oven to 425 and let it heat up, because we're going to roast these bones next. So this came back up to a boil, and there's a bunch more scum, so I'm going to take that off, and I just keep doing it until it's clear. We are finally just about there. While this has been happening, I have been working on my tree. So here is my tree, y'all. So my snowman tree is not done. I haven't put any red balls on yet, and I have a few more ornaments, snowman ornaments to hang, but I think I really like it. It looked really bare, so I added all this stuff right here, but let me take you up close. I really, really like how the flocked and the ribbon turned out. And then I just did that up at the top. And then I just kind of took a basket that I already had and put some of my pillows here and put Mr. Snowman over here. So y'all tell me what you think. It's 1 o'clock, and I am making my first sip fizz. I did drink some water before this, but I'm making my first sip fizz. So getting this stirred up, I'm gonna add some ice and some water and start working on this. Y'all, I don't have a Christmas tumbler. I need to get a Christmas one.
And this is looking good, so we're gonna transfer it into the oven. Bones in at 425. So for my first meal of the day, I'm gonna have collards. I made these in the Instant Pot a while back and had frozen them, and I saved all of the, we call it pot liquor, but the broth that the ham bone and everything made, and it is beyond delicious. Like, so freaking amazingly good, and I forgot I had it in my freezer, so I was so excited to thaw this out. This is going to be so good. Okay, so my ketones today are 2.4 again, so they went back up. They were 2.1 yesterday, and then here's my blood sugar today. I have been wearing a continuous blood sugar monitor called NutriSense, and my blood sugar mainly stays 70s to 90s, and then today it has been high the entire day. Okay, hold on. Here we go. 2 a.m. 110, and then it's every hour since 2 a.m. last night. And it is staying high. It went down just a tiny bit, and then it started going back up again, y'all. I have no idea why. 1 o'clock, 119. I don't know what's happening. So I'm not sure what's happening. Like, why is it being up? Is it just because I missed that whole night of sleep the night before last and the stress levels have been really high? I don't know. It's super interesting to watch that. Like, my ketones are really, really great, but my blood sugars are not really, really great. And my face definitely has gotten nice and red again. I don't know if it's the zip fizz, y'all, or if it's just because I've been busy doing the tree and stuff. I don't know. To tell you the truth, the red flare doesn't bother me as much as all the little bumps that I had. This is my first ever rosacea flare, or rosacea that I knew of, rosacea diagnosis, and I have been chronicling this in my journey to reduce inflammation, and that's always linked up above. I think it's over here, so you can look at that. But it's so weird how, like, it'll be sometimes all of the redness is gone, and sometimes the redness really comes in strongly. I don't really know what that's about exactly. I don't know. It's just strange. All right, I'm going to go back to eating my collards before they get cold. They're so good. I love collard greens. And doing them in an Instant Pot makes it so much faster, and it still tastes really good. It's been about half an hour. We're getting some browning, but I'm going to let it keep going. I want to get a lot of really good browning. So I filled the inner liner of my Instant Pot. You could also do this on the stove, but it would take up to 24 hours or so on the stove, so I use the Instant Pot. So the only two things you actually really need to make this, well, 3, water. And then we're going to do a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. It helps to break down the bones so that you get all that good collagen out of it. And then salt, you're going to use a liberal amount of salt. You can add any herbs and spices that you want, but we are just going to go basic today. So I just filled this to where all of the bones are covered with water. You don't want to go too high with your Instant Pot. So we're going to put the top on. We're going to make sure that it is to ceiling up here. And then down here we are going to go, I'm seeing how long this will go, and I'm going to just let it do its thing. I'm not sure how many minutes it will do it for, but I think for this beef broth we want to get it's broken down as much as we can. So I think we'll do 200 minutes. I cooked up some bacon just because I like to have it. This is kind of what I've been using as a snack, so cooked up some bacon. I love the air fryer for that, so I did that. And then I also wanted to show y'all that I do keep my fat. So here is my bacon jar. I just started a new one because I had just emptied one out. So this is the bacon fat. I just pour it through a strainer into here, and then this here is all of the fat that was on my beef that we're doing the beef broth from all the marrow bones and stuff, and that is perfectly good to cook with too. So same thing, just poured it right into here, and I'm going to put a top on this. And I didn't put this one in a big jar because I don't have any more of the beef to render down the fat. I'm going to have one of these pieces of bacon. It's $3.45. I'm gonna go ahead and make dinner, y'all. So have my little trash bowl right here. I cleaned all of these mushrooms. You never want to wash mushrooms with water because they soak up whatever you put them in. And if you get them really, really wet, then they're just like soggy and not good. Never wash them. Use a damp paper towel and wipe them down to clean them. Then I finally I finally sliced this onion. I'm going to get this onion going first, and we're going to caramelize it, and then we'll make our mushrooms, and then we will make the shaved ribeye. The shaved ribeye cooks up super, super fast, and then we will have kind of like a shaved ribeye, mushroom, and onion bowl. If you're not avoiding dairy, you could totally put provolone cheese over the top, and it'd be kind of like a Philly cheesesteak bowl. But for me, it's just going to be these ingredients. So let me get these onions going, and then I'll chop up these mushrooms, or slice up these mushrooms. I have my onions on the stovetop, and I am just going to drizzle some oil. You can use avocado oil or olive oil. I'm using olive oil. You're going to do this over a pretty low heat. This takes like 45 minutes, y'all. This is just going to go low and slow. We want it to go super, super low so it pulls out the natural sugars and caramelizes. So that is all that is going in this pot, and I will stir it every once in a while. But basically, it's just like a leave it and let it go. But you definitely want to have like a medium lowish heat so that it goes slowly. You don't want it to get color quickly. It's low and slow for sure. We're about 20 minutes in here, y'all, and see how it is starting to brown and caramelize a little bit. So from this point, I'm going to be watching it pretty closely, but this is about 20 minutes in, and probably do about 20 more minutes total would be my guess. All right, y'all, it is Friday the 13th. It is Friday the 13th, and I just realized that, yeah, Friday the 13th. We are doing a Facebook Live tonight. We'll be filming that, so I'm going to put a little bit of makeup on. I was told by someone who has rosacea that this Murad Hydration Invisible Perfecting Shield Broad Spectrum, it actually has 30 sunscreen in it, is a really, really good base, and it doesn't irritate her rosacea. So I'm gonna try this. I put this on. It feels almost like a silicone, really, really smooth. Like it feels supposed to fill in all those little pores, whatever. So I'm gonna sit here and put some makeup on, and not very much. I think I'm going to use just some mineral. This is Bare Minerals Original. All right, Hazel. Hi, baby girl. What are we gonna do on our eyes? I think we're just gonna go really, really almost nothing. Makeup is definitely not something I'm good at. Multitasking, maybe not the best choice. The onions burned just a little bit. They're still gonna be tasty, but I really should not have left them. In the end, I should have been staying here. But here's how they ended up looking. They're a little too done while some are still white, but that's what we're working with. I'm gonna get these out of the pan. Okay, I just threw all these mushrooms in a pan. It was a huge amount of them. It was a big thing from Costco. These are just cremini mushrooms. So I'm gonna get this tossed around so the oil coats it all. And then I'm gonna do like a medium low and let these cook down. Usually I would probably do this in 3 batches so that the mushrooms get really, really individually caramelized, but y'all, I'm running out of time. The onions took a long time, and I'm running out of time. I need to get dinner on the table because we need to film later, so this is how we're gonna do it. They do kind of steam and not get quite as brown when you do it this way, but it's all right. I've got everything tossed. So the next thing to do is get it over like a medium low and leave it. Don't play with it at all. Leave it so it can get some color on the bottom, and then we can toss it around. So here are the mushrooms after about 5 minutes, and then I just tossed them one more time, and I'm going to give them another few minutes. They technically could be done at this point, but I like them to be a little more brown. And then this, y'all, if you like to do French fried onions or green bean casserole or things like that at this time of year, if you caramelize your onions like this and then you go ahead and let them crisp up, like turn the heat up and let them actually fry for a bit, these taste just like the fried onions. I mean, that's what they are. It's fried onions. You get all the flavor without any of the icky breadcrumbs or carbs or things. Onions are quite carby, and when you caramelize them down like this, you could easily eat a ton of carbs. So you got to watch it if you're really trying to stay low carb. But for me, onions don't tend to bother me, and I'll have it mixed with some other stuff, but this is actually a ton of carbs right here because it's melted down into such a small amount. So you just got to be careful. What we're going to make for dinner tonight is this shaved beef ribeye mixed with mushrooms mixed with caramelized onions, and that is gonna be it for me. For my family, if they want to put some provolone cheese or some cheese on top to melt and some mayonnaise, it would be like a Philly cheesesteak kind of. But this is the method that I like. I made these about a week ago and I ate on it for a couple days, and it is so tasty. So as soon as these mushrooms are done, I'll set them on the plate, and the ribeye literally cooks up in a couple minutes. Remember that bone broth we started this morning? It's finally done. So I'm going to quick release this. Other way. There we go. As soon as see this little red thing sticking up, if you're not familiar with the Instant Pot, when that goes down, you'll know all the pressure is out. And then we can open it. This ribeye is so thin, y'all. Like, it is thin. But I am going to just throw it in here, let it brown a little bit on one side, flip it, and then this will be done, and we'll just keep doing that until we do all of it. So Jackson and Jason are setting up for tonight. So Hazel, of course, is here and very interested.
Live show tonight on ginger beers.
Yeah, when they see this, it will already have happened.
You'll have to go back and look at it.
Yeah, but go watch it. Go watch it. So there's our lights. And here is what this beef is looking like. I am going to go ahead and pull it off. It's okay if there's a little bit of red left, because by the time I toss it all together back in here, it is going to be nice and cooked. All of this together was probably less than a minute doing this. What takes forever is this part. Okay, I just added everything back into the pan, and I added a little bit of this Fresh Jack's toasted onion. I'm just going to toss this all around, and then if I was making this normally, I would melt provolone cheese all over the top of it, but I can't do that for myself. But all of this works on my Elimination Diet as is. So put the toasted onion on for flavor, and then when we serve it, we can add our own salt if we want more salt. And you also could totally add in any other spices you want. You could totally add in some roasted garlic in here, or any kind of garlic, but this is what we're going with tonight. It is going to be delicious. Alright, so the little red dot is down, so that's how you know you can open it. And then you always want to make sure you open away from you. So I put it in there. Did y'all know that? This little hole here is a holder for the top. So put that in there. And then here is our beef broth. I'm going to let this kind of cool, and then I'll pull out all of the bones, and then I will filter it a few times. But there it is. Hopefully it will be tasty. I'm hoping it's pretty gelatinous. As y'all saw, this was an all-day process. Beef is so much harder to make stock out of than any other than anything else. Like ham stock or chicken stock, those are so much easier. Shrimp stock, any of those go really easily, especially with the Instant Pot. But beef stock, because you have to do that purifying phase where you take all that scum off, it just takes forever. Y'all, this is what dinner is going to be tonight. I am so excited to eat this. Such a yummy recipe on any way of eating, but especially on an elimination diet. I also wanted to point out, y'all, that if you are not having to be off eggs on your elimination, you could totally put mayonnaise in this, but I'm not doing eggs right now, so I'm not going to put mayonnaise in it. I'm just going to eat it as it is. And Hazel, say hi, baby. She smells the beef. She smells the beef. I don't know if has she had dinner? We might need to feed you. No, ma'am. Thank you. Alright, I am going to eat this, and I just finished working on a thumbnail for tonight's video. So y'all go watch our live. I always save them, so when you see this, it will have been yesterday, but go check it out. We just finished our live tonight, y'all. We made 3 different ginger beer drinks, and I think we made a quarter horse. We made a mule, Moscow mule, a jalapeno, not cilantro, a jalapeno pineapple Moscow mule, and we made a quarter horse, and we made a blackberry dark and stormy. So that will be up. It's up now, so y'all can go watch that. It was Friday night live, and we had a lot of fun doing it. And now I am done for the evening. I'm just going to maybe make a hot tea, maybe not, and take my mega bath, and that is going to be it for today. So thanks for hanging out with me, and I will see y'all again really, really soon. Bye, y'all. Be blessed.